वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदा यशोदानंदना ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदा यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदा यशोदानंदना ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hari Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramayi. Let I go to Hariba 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 Hariba. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtotara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Prabhupada Anuga Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to Simul devotees. All glories to Simul devotees. All glories to Simul devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories. Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 4, chapter 11, text 19. So ananto antakaraha kalo anadir adikrit avyayah janam janena janayan marayan mrityunantakam. Please repeat. So ananto antakaraha kalo anadir adikrit avyayah janam janena janayan marayan mrityunantakam. So ananto antakaraha kalo anadir adikrit avyayah janam janena janayan marayan mrityunantakam. So ananto antakaraha kalo anadir adikrit avyayah janam janena janayan marayan mrityunantakam. So Saha He Anantaha infinite Antakaraha annihilator Kalaha time Anadhi without beginning Adikrit beginning of everything Avyayah without decrease Janam living entities Janena by living entities Janayan causing to be born Marayan killing Mrityuna by death Antakam killers. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. My dear Dhruva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is ever existing, but in the form of time. He is the killer of everything. He has no beginning, although He is the beginning of everything. Nor is He ever exhaustible, although everything is exhausted in due course of time. The living entities are created through the agency of the Father and killed through the agency of death. But He is perpetually free of birth and death. Purport. The supreme authority and inconceivable power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be minutely studied from this verse. He is always unlimited. That means that He has no creation or end. He is, however, death in the form of time. As prescribed in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am death. I take away everything at the end of life. Eternal time is also without beginning, but it is the creator of all creatures. The example is given of touchstone, which creates many valuable stones and jewels, but does not decrease in power. Similarly, creation occurs many times. Everything is maintained, and after a time, everything is annihilated. But the original Creator, the Supreme Lord, remains untouched and undiminished in power. The secondary creation is made by Brahma, but Brahma is created by the Supreme Godhead. Lord Shiva annihilates the whole creation, but at the end he is also annihilated by Vishnu. Lord Vishnu remains. In the Vedic hymns it is stated that in the beginning there is only Vishnu and that He alone remains at the end. An example can help us to understand the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Lord. In the recent history of warfare, the Supreme Personality of Godhead created a Hitler and before that a Napoleon Bonaparte, and they each killed many living entities in war. But in the end, Bonaparte and Hitler were also killed. People are still very much interested in writing and reading books about Hitler and Bonaparte, but how they killed so many people in war. Year after year, many books are published for public reading regarding Hitler's killing thousands of Jews in confinement. But no one is researching who killed Hitler and who created such a gigantic killer of human beings. The devotees of the Lord are not much interested in the study of the flickering history of the world. They are interested only in Him, who is the original creator, maintainer and annihilator. That is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana-Timiranthasya Jnana-Anjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatana Vitamatam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. These are instructions Swayambhuva Manu advises Dhruva Maharaja. My dear Dhruva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is ever existing, but in the form of time. He is the killer of everything. He has no beginning, although he is the beginning of everything. Nor is he ever exhaustible, although everything is exhausted in due course of time. The living entities are created through the agency of the Father and killed through the agency of death, but he is perpetually free of birth and death. We are hearing Swayambhuva Manu's instructions to Dhruva, asking him to stop killing the yakshas and come back to his senses and understand that all this has happened by the plan of the Lord. Right? Sarvam kalam kritam manye. Bhishma also told the Pandavas, time is the cause for everything. And Krishna, Kalo Asmi. He is saying, I am that time. So in this way, we have to understand that the killing of the yakshas is unnecessary. Uttama was supposed to die. That was already predicted by the Lord to Dhruva when he met him in the forest and when he successfully had darshan of the Lord. That time he already told him, Uttama will die, killed by somebody in the forest. And your mother will become mad after hearing that. His mother will become mad after hearing that, run into the forest, and a forest fire will consume her. This he already told Dhruva. And Krishna has already told, that is my plan. What? Uttama will die, his mother also will die in a forest fire. And you will rule the kingdom. Although it is Suruchi who thought that her son will rule the kingdom, my plan is that you will rule the kingdom for 36,000 years. This he already told Dhruva. So Dhruva, although may not immediately be able to understand how Uttama was killed by a yaksha, I am the king of the whole, I am the emperor of the whole world, how can I be quiet, how can I not do anything about it? He should have known, because he has already been told. He has already been told. So here Swayambhuva Manu is taking the opportunity to tell more about the Lord to him. Tell more about the Lord to him. You see, the situation is, although Dhruva has seen the Lord, he is in a situation where Swayambhuva Manu has to come and remind him again that the Lord is like this. He is the killer of everything. He only killed your brother. Still he is not the killer. He arranged for the killing of your brother. But still, you may not directly say that he is the killer. This is something that we are all very familiar with. Politicians arrange for many things to happen and come and smile nicely and show all their 32 dentures and a broad smile. But they arrange for all sorts of things to happen on the backside and say, not me. Not me. This is the feeling of God. No, it's not the same thing. Parashaya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate. The Lord's multifold energies do many things. So here Swayambhuva Manu is reiterating the idea and the understanding of the theology of Krishna consciousness. How you understand God? How come you forget this? When ordinary affairs come in this material world, we tend to forget who God is, what He is, what does He do. We become Krishna unconscious. When our daily affairs happen and something happens to us, we completely forget everything, and become totally absorbed in emotion, anger and everything. And somebody has to bring you back. Hello, Hare Krishna. I remember you studied this so-and-so passage. Do you believe in it or not? Krishna is saying this. It is Krishna's doing. Why did Krishna do it? The next thing they'll ask you is, okay, I agree, but why did Krishna do it? Again. So you remain separated from your knowledge. Knowledge has to be applied. That is called Vijnana. Jnana. Vijnana Sahitam. Yajnatva mokshayate ashubhat. Krishna told Arjuna that I will give you Jnana and also Vijnana. The realized knowledge that comes from applying it, that also I'll give you in a package. But for us, we are getting only Gyan, because we are not so dear to Krishna yet. But if you are very dear to Krishna, a pure devotee, everything, you will get Vijnana automatically also. So, for us, we are on the Jnana platform and we need to exercise ourselves to apply it. To apply it. Apparently, Dhruva Maharaj has momentarily been shaken due to affection for his brother, that I will not allow. I am the king, I am the emperor, I will not allow this to happen in my kingdom. That my brother is killed by somebody and it goes unanswerable. I'll find out and finish. So he found out and he did the needful. He did all sorts of things. So, Swayambhu Manu is telling, no, you have forgotten. You have forgotten that Krishna is the reason. That the Lord is the reason. Temporarily you have forgotten that. Right? Machchitta sarvadurgani matprasadat tarishyasi atachetvam ahankaran nasroshyasi vinangshasi. Krishna told Arjuna, Machchitta sarvadurgani, keeping me in your consciousness, sarvadurgani, all types of things that happen to you. Mat prasadat tarishyasi, by my mercy you can cross over. Atachetvam ahankaran. But if you act without understanding this, out of ahankara, nasroshyasi, not listening to me, vinangshasi, you will be finished. You will be finished. You will get lost. This was told by Krishna to Arjuna. Among other things that he told him, you are very dear to me, everything. He said, but if you don't listen to what I have told you, you are finished. He told this also in between. I am very dear to you, you are very dear to me, everything. But if you don't listen to me, what I have said, nasroshyasi, vinangshasi, that I cannot help you. So that is an act of free will, that you should listen to what Krishna has mentioned. That is called free will. And I know, but if you do, then you are finished. This you must understand. The choice makes it very difficult for us. Choice always stands in front of you. You want to listen to what Krishna said or do your own mental speculation. We are very attached to our own mental speculation. My idea, my decision, my analysis. How can it be wrong? How can it be wrong? That was what is Duryodhana. Duryodhana is very intelligent. Not that he was a dumb person, very intelligent. All sorts of analysis, complete material calculations and everything he did. But he didn't win. Ravana, fantastic calculations. I will steal Sita, then I will do this, then I will do this. Everything he calculated. Ramachandra came with a horde of monkeys and killed him. No fantastic sophistication, no great army, no great planning possible with so many monkeys. Completely disorganized quite a bit. But everybody, Rama, they just came, they finished Ravana. How much ever intelligent you may be, how much ever organized you may be, how much ever good and competent you may be, if you are not in Krishna consciousness, it will simply not happen. It will simply not happen. Very important. So he's telling you are a great emperor, you are Dhruva, you've got booking already in Vaikunta, You're going to Dhruva Loka, and you're going to Vaikuntha Loka. All booked for you already. You're already liberated. But you have done something wrong. You have lost. You're simply killing the yakshas without understanding who is real controller behind. You've lost the track. So it took Swayambhu Manu to come and tell Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj can very well tell him, "Nee yaariya, na kadavale paatittu vandirukken. You are just my tata. Stay where you are." He could have told him that. He didn't. He didn't. This is a good portion of it. He accepted the advice. He accepted the advice. Same way, Arjuna, he accepted the advice. Karishye vachanam tava. See, it's difficult also to accept advice. It's good advice, but again another problem is we are very attached to our own great solutions. To understand you have a problem is number one. Next, to understand that you need counseling is number two. To admit that counseling and listen and accept the counseling. Otherwise, why did you agree for counseling? So you must accept the counseling. Because you already tested. And you go different counselors and you said, this person I want to. Now you must have faith. And you must accept. And then you must execute. Iti iti jnanam akyatam guhyat guhyatram maya vimrishetat yaseshena yati ichhasi tata kuru. Now go do. Vimrishya. You deliberate on it. I've given you jnana. And I've given you understanding. You think about it. And you must kuru. Yate ichhasi tata kuru. After that, as you please, you may do. And according to what you have done, I will give you the result. I'm not interfering in your decision. Everybody wants that somebody will tell me what to do. So that it is not my responsibility, it is that person's responsibility. He told me, I did. In management, we often find that. He said, you said, they said. But I never said. I never said. There's a tendency in all of us to think that if I execute what you say, it's not my responsibility. So many people who are very obedient are actually irresponsible. You understand? And they want such type of a leader, and the leader wants such type of a follower. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This system is gone. All you can see, big melas going on. All yes, sir. I tell you, you listen. Yes, sir. No, don't think. Simply do what I say. Yes, sir. Here, one bottle, this much, this much. That's all you want, no? Take it. Shut up and do what I tell. Yes, sir. No thinking individuals. But these are conversations between great thinking people. So Swayambhu Manu is taking the risk of telling his grandson, you are wrong. Don't do it. Stop it. And Dhruva Maharaj is knowing that my grandfather has taken a great risk. I am the emperor. I am the emperor. And I am like the topmost person. But I am being advised by my grandfather. He has taken a great risk to come and tell me this. I can very well say, get lost. Nobody can do anything to me or to him. But he says, you are right. I accept it. Why? Because I am interested in progressing in life. I want to do good for everybody. I don't want to do any mistake. That desire is there in Dhruva Maharaj. The desire to progress, the desire to do the right thing, the desire to please Krishna, the desire to please Guru, the desire to please Vaishnavas. Don't want to do anything against them. That desire in Dhruva Maharaj makes him accept Swayambhu Manus and, okay, thank you for reminding me. Okay, I shall stop. That is why that act is praised by Kubera. You accepted it, no? I am very happy to hear that. You see, they are appreciating the fact that you accepted Swayambhu Manu's advice and you stopped killing the yakshas. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki. So we can understand that you may get good advice, but will you take it? Will you take it and execute it? That's a test. That's a real test. Previously, the same Dhruva Maharaj got advice from Narada Muni in the forest. He said, sorry, I'm not following you. Narada Muni gave advice, go back. Small boy you are, don't take all this thing very seriously. Go back home. And he told Narada Muni, excuse me, I will not be able to listen to you. This advice is for a Brahmana. I am a Kshatriya. And I am very angry. I am going to see that Supreme Lord and ask him for something. So don't disturb me. If you have anything to contribute to me in this line, please tell me. Otherwise, stop it. I'm not listening to you. This same Dhruva Maharaj only here is listening to Swayambhu Manu. It means what? He knows whose advice to take at what point of time. Narada Muni out of all people is giving him advice, but he was testing him. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam, Narada Muni tried to test him. So Dhruva was so sharp that he said, this thing I can't listen from you. Now if Narada Muni comes and tells him anything, he will fully listen to him. But at that point of time, he said no to Narada Muni. So you must also know how to reject advice, even from the best person, if it is not in keeping with your progress in spiritual life. See, two things that Dhruva Maharaj has done in his life. From the best of persons, Narada Muni, personally sent by Krishna to the forest, go and tell him, advise him. And Narada Muni is super. He is the world's greatest preacher. Anybody who touches him will become a devotee. And he is being rejected by Dhruva Maharaj. And rightfully so. And Narada Muni appreciates it. Oh, very good. He passed the test. Then he initiates him. He's not saying, hey, don't listen to me. I will become... No. He is not on his trip. He knows very good, he has rejected. That means one test he has passed. Let's put the other test on him. So, acceptance, obedience is also according to time, place and circumstance. At a particular time, a good advice may not be the type of advice from your great-grandfather that comes to you. Because he is my tata, he must be very, very experienced. I must listen to him. But it does not apply now. So, you need discretion. You need intelligence. You have to apply it. That's the meaning of a human being. That's the meaning of free will. Bad advice coming from a good person at the wrong time. Reject. Good advice coming to you at the wrong time from the right person. Reject. Good advice coming from a bad person at the right time. Accept it. Accept it. So that's why Chanakya Pandit said, Nichadapi uttamam jnanam, amedhyadapi kanchanam, stri ratnam dushkuladapi. He said you can take you can take gold from stool. Amedhyadapi kanchanam. Amedhya means stool. Gold piece if you find there, you will very well take it. Take it and wash it nicely, put an ultrasonic scanner and clean it up. Wash your hands 10 times and everything. And take the gold, sell it, make money. Yeah, it's inside stool. Sari nee poda. People will take it. It's valuable. It's valuable. Gold you can take even if it is in stool. Same way, nichadapi uchamam jnanam. Somebody who is a low class person may give you a high class advice. When Prabhupada was producing the leaflet in Chippiwada, Back to Godhead, one A4 like this, like our brochure. At that time he was distributing it, Back to Godhead magazine. And one day going to print, one wild, some bull or cow banged into him and he fell into the ditch. Old man. He got up and went back. At that time, one man told him, Swamiji, such nice article you're writing. Why are you publishing in this type of paper? People will throw it out and use it for Vergarla. Put it in the form of a book. Put it in the form of a book. Then it will be there forever. Suddenly something clicked to Prabhupada. And he said, this is my Guru Maharaj talking to me. Somebody on the roadside told him, why are you doing this to them? He took that advice. He started composing the whole Bhagavat, which we are reading now, fully. But where that advice came from? Is it coming in the parampara from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? It is not coming. Are you in the parampara? Do you belong to Gaudiya Math? Nothing he asked. He knew this is coming for me. And in this way he executed it. Right? Very important for us to know. So you must also have advice. You must also have intelligence to accept it properly. That's why we are very dependent on Krishna in the heart. He tells you, take this. Inspires you to accept the advice. He inspires you to accept the advice. Maybe many people are telling you, don't do. But you will feel that, no, I must. Because it's correct. That's what Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita. And this is what, Prabhupada did. And all the Vaishnavas are doing this. Why will I not do it? But everybody around you may be telling, Panitadra, I'm saying, afterwards, I don't know. I'm telling you like that. You never know. You get confused. But if you're chanting Hare Krishna regularly, if you're reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavat regularly, right? You will see that you will be inspired to do the right thing. You will be inspired. So here Dhruva Maharaj, Krishna is sending Swayambhuva Manu to advise Dhruva Maharaj. And Dhruva Maharaj takes that advice. He takes that advice. It's correct. It's come to me at the right time. It must be Krishna who has sent this advice to me. No doubts. He stops the fight. Why? Because very nicely Swayambhuva Manu is explaining something which he already knows. Many things we know, but when we apply, we make mistakes. We become Krishna unconscious when we start doing many things in this world. So we need to know that. So here, Prabhupada is saying a logic, very nice logic. He's saying so many people discuss about Hitler and the concentration camps he started and this and that. They write so many books. Hitler killed 6 million Jews. He tortured them. And they talk about it even today. But Prabhupada is asking a basic question. Who killed Hitler? Who killed Hitler? Nobody is asking. We know who killed Ravana. We know who killed Hiranyakashipu. And that's why the whole story is very famous. But your Hitler story is becoming famous because of Hitler. What do you mean? What he did is right? That you're writing so many books about him. So it is very important for who made Hitler, who killed Hitler. That is not in the records. Prabhupada is asking a very foundational question, which nobody talks about. Who made Hitler, who killed Hitler? That you talk about, you'll immediately know the solution. You will not be bewildered. Right? So Prabhupada's saying is, there is a reason for everything in this world. And we should not immediately think, oh, all the bad things going on also has got a reason and that reason is Krishna, like that. Bad and good thing is very relative. It's very relative. You need deeper understanding. Krishna doing something is above bad and good. That we must understand. Bad and good thing, it automatically goes on in this world. Bad karma, good karma, you did that, material nature will give you all that. But in this instance, Krishna has particularly done something and he told you that he will do it. What? Uttama will be killed, his mother also will die. And you will become the ruler. So who is doing that? Material nature? Good and bad? No, Krishna becomes involved in his devotee, his life, personally. Tesham nitya bhayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate. So, in Dhruva Maharaj's life, Krishna was there all the time. And in our lives also, Krishna is there. It is just we are Krishna unconscious. We are not able to see it. But Krishna is mercifully being there. I know you are a fool, but you are chanting Hare Krishna, so I'll guide you. Even though you don't give me credit for it, still I'll guide you. Still, I'm in charge of you. In this way, if you examine your life very carefully, you will see that Krishna is involved. This is an analysis made by Swayambhu Manu for Dhruva Maharaj and telling him that Krishna is involved in your brother dying. Why are you killing these yakshas? They are just instrumental. They are just instrumental. So, many times we don't know the full plan of the Lord. We know only one small patch somewhere. We don't know its connections and everything. If you look at all the connections and look at all the history and everything, you'll understand. Nobody knows, but Krishna knows everything. That he's telling to Arjuna, when Arjuna asking, how am I to believe that you instructed, Manava, what is that? Ikshvakave Bhavit, you instructed the signs to sun god. Devaswan, Manave Praha, Manurikshvakave Abravit. How do I know all this is true? That you gave it to the signal. You are standing in front of me now. I don't know all that. Then Krishna tells him, smiling, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna. Tanyaham veda sarvani natvam veta parantapa. Very casually he tells him, many, many lifetimes you have passed. I remember all of them. Means what? Not my lifetime. Your lifetime. All of them that have passed. I know everything. Tanyam sarva, I know everything. Natvam veta parantapa, but you don't know. You know only this life. Now you are standing in front of me. But what all has happened to you in the past, your whole record and database is with me. And I am telling you, you do this. Good for you. So should you not listen to that? Of course you should. Because you don't know and Krishna knows. So it may sound very odd for you. Some things are being told. For Dhruva Maharaj also it's very odd. Arey yaar, this person killed my brother. And there's a lot of people, they do all these things and I'm waging war again. What is wrong? No, it is wrong. It's wrong. And it's being told. He accepted that it's wrong. I made a wrong decision. So when you are actually stuck up and you think you are right, very difficult to accept another person telling you, you are wrong. Please accept. People, no. No. Governed by tamoguna. If you're hit by tamoguna, rajoguna, you will not accept that you're wrong. That's the nature. That's the nature. If you have to be in sattvika guna, to be able to know, yeah, I can see that I am wrong. I should not do this. I should not do this. If you are in rajogun, tamogun, you will not accept. In rajogun, you will say, what about him? What about him? Why did he do that? You'll ask all sorts of argument. That you don't worry. What about you? No, but he did like it. Therefore, this is rajogun. Tamogun, I just think that I am right. That's all. Full stop. I don't know whether he is right, wrong, whether what I did, I just think I am right. That's all. And don't disturb me. I'm going to do it. Again I will do. Again I'll do the same thing. If it happens again I'll do the same thing. Tamogun. Not willing, not open to any discussion. So we should not get into all that. Shortcut for us is to be Krishna conscious. Depending on Krishna, execute things. You will always be doing the right thing. Depending on Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. So this is a wonderful lesson here. We should always remain Krishna conscious and tap into Krishna's advice coming to us. Be sensitive to that. For being sensitive to that, you should chant Hare Krishna nicely. You should read Bhagavad Gita, associate with devotees and perform devotional service. Then Krishna says, I'll give you the right intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. I will give you the intelligence to come to me. Tesham satata yuktanam bachatam priti purvakam. So Dhruva Maharaj obviously was a great devotee. He could see it and he accepted it. Similar situation, what will happen to me? Ask yourself a question. Will I listen to my grandfather who comes and tells me? Will I listen to my grandfather who comes and tell me, "Appadi pannadra, ipdi panna"? Will I listen? And if I listen, why should I listen? Think about it. In this time, place and circumstance, accordingly. So these are brilliant instructions. And you can see this applied everywhere throughout. If a person is Krishna conscious and if a person is doing something to please Krishna, he will be right. Apparently to the rest of the world he is wrong. He is not correct. But as far as Krishna is concerned, he is right. Many things Prabhupada said, people don't like at that point of time, in America also. He's speaking about equality, he's speaking about government, he's speaking about ruling, he's speaking about God. All those things, many people go, "Oh, what are you telling? How can you say that like that?" But Prabhupada simply said what is supposed to be said, according to the understanding in the Bhagavat. And he gave an explanation for it also. Logical explanation, scientific explanation, shastric explanation, everything he gave. Therefore, it does not matter whether you agree or not, this is the truth. This is the truth. So, to accept is also a difficult job. It's because our false ego will interfere in that. Ahankara. Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. So this is how we understand the psychology of our actions. Why we do what we do. What is pushing us to do what we do. So it's all under the modes of material nature that we do these things. But you're being asked, don't do under the modes, you do under Krishna's instruction, under Guru's instruction, under the Acharya's instruction. That's what you're being asked to do. So this is a science. And if you put yourself in the right position, you'll be able to do it. You must learn. It's not that if you're admitted in the university, they expect you to attend classes, they expect you to perform the assignments, the homework, the practicals, and be available for the exam and everything. Then only objectively they can gauge you to be fit and you have understood. There are certain things by which they know that there is possibility that you would have understood. Because you come to class regularly, because you submit your assignments regularly, because you come for the exam, you ask questions, there's a good chance that you have understood. But if you don't do any of these objectifiable things, and you claim to know, then I am very doubtful. How is it possible that you know? Because you don't come to class regularly. You don't do this regularly. You don't do that regularly. I am doubtful. No, but I know. No. As far as I know, there is very little possibility that you will know. There's little possibility that you will know. So there is objectifiable criteria by which we can know certain things. So if the objectifiable criteria are, I chant Hare Krishna, I come to worship the Lord, I come for Mangalarati, I do Tulsi Puja at home, I read Prabhupada's books, I study them, I preach them, I worship Krishna in my house, there is a good chance that you will know. Because Krishna will facilitate you. And I think you will know. Right? So in this way also you can understand that why somebody will know and somebody may not know. Right? It's not that Duryodhana does not know Dharma. There is a famous quotation from the Mahabharata. It says, Janami, what is it? I know what is Dharma and I know what is Adharma. But I don't know what is it that attracts me to Adharma. This is the very poignant saying of Duryodhana. I used to know that by heart. Very nice shloka. Kenapi, I forget, very nicely worded shloka. I know dharma, I know adharma, but I don't know why it is that I'm very inclined to only do this adharma. And he's himself asking this question. He himself is asking this question. So, asuras, they don't have that capacity. They'll be drawn towards the wrong thing only, naturally. Naturally do the wrong thing. That's why in governments, when we know people are naturally doing the wrong thing, then we know something about them. When we know something about them. So sometimes Duryodhana was a little this way, that way. Rarely, but very rarely. He knew that the Pandavas were actually very nice people, dharmic people. He also knew that. But then he was always acting on the side of adharma. So these are all things in this world. They are very strange sometimes, but you're blessed if you're getting good advice, like Dhruva Maharaj is getting. It is the doing of Krishna. It's not a small thing. To be in the association of devotees means Krishna is looking after you. If you're able to come here and attend the Bhagavatam class and see the Arati and dance and Kirtan, it's because Krishna has made that arrangement for you. You must know the hand of Krishna. Otherwise, out of so many people, why you alone will be doing this? And many cannot do that. You are facilitated in your Krishna consciousness. And that is not an ordinary thing. It is because of the work of Bhakti Vinoda Swami Prabhupada. Creating a situation wherein you are able to practice service to the absolute truth. It doesn't happen normally to anybody in the material world. You may worship demigods. That happens very easily. You may be a Mayavadi and accept Brahman. You may be very well learned. But to be able to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by hearing Shanavatam Swakata Krishna, by chanting, by being the association of devotees, hearing Bhagavatam, it is the work of the Supreme Lord. It is a seva He has done for you. It is His seva for you. Now you should do seva for Him, for you to sustain yourself in that. So don't think that you're doing seva for the Lord is something like, my Lord, unakaga na pandren. Record la potre, please keep account of my service. No, that's why you'll see the prayers of Dhruva Maharaj. It's only because of you that I'm able to pray. Yo anta pravishtam amavacham imam prasuptam sanjeevayati akili shakti dhara swadamna anyamscha hastam charana shravanatvagādīn pranām namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. He touches him with the conch shell. You want to praise and glorify me? Here, do it. If not for that, I'll not be able to do it. Yo anta pravishtam amavacham imam prasuptam. You have entered me and therefore I am able to talk. I am energized, rejuvenated. My hearing, my shravana charana, my walking, my hearing, everything has been rejuvenated by you. And I am speaking. In order for me to glorify you, I need your blessing. Otherwise I cannot. Right? So don't think that I am doing devotional service. I am able to do devotional service. That's the right thing to think. I am able to do, it must be definitely Krishna's blessing. That I'm able to pick up my beads and chant Hare Krishna, it's because of Krishna's blessing. It's because of Prabhupada's blessing. This is the meaning of Krishna conscious connection. That's why a devotee is always conscious as, of course, it is the Lord. Otherwise, nobody will be able to do anything. Even Duryodhana cannot do what he has to do. Even Hiranyakashipu cannot do what he has to do. That's why Prahlad told him, when he asked, where are you getting this strength from? Prahlad told him, I am getting the strength from the same place you are getting. Whatever nonsense you are doing, that strength also given by that person only. Otherwise, you can't do nonsense. Otherwise, you can't do the nonsense that you want to do. We are living in the material world, forgetting Krishna. We are born here. Why? It's nonsense. But without Krishna's sanction, you cannot do it. You cannot do the nonsense that you want to do. Now you must understand what's the meaning of absolute truth. Right? So this beautiful advice in this whole chapter, Swayambhu Manu will give high class advice to Dhruva Maharaj. All these things he will discuss. You will forget you and I if you remember the Lord. He will tell him, this is relativity. You've forgotten the Lord and you've got stuck in Dvandva Moha. You're thinking they are my enemy. They killed my brother. I should kill them. It's because you have forgotten Krishna. He tells him that. So, it's these verses are very beautiful, very deep. And the philosophy of life, how to act, what to do, how to think, how to make up your consciousness, is all being spoken here. And we must absorb it nicely and execute Krishna consciousness under that inspiration. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nittai Gaur Premanande. Any question or comment? Yeah. That's inspired by Krishna from within the heart. Hmm. That means you're very confident about your wrong thing, which means it is wrong only. Don't rely. The point here is if you're Krishna conscious, you won't be relying only on your intelligence. Your intelligence is inspired by Krishna. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Pardon? Well, you will anyway take a wrong decision forgetting Krishna only. You will act according to the modes, then only your karma will take effect. Isn't it? And for that you have to be forgetful of Krishna. Material world is forgetfulness of Krishna only. So wrong decision, anything you do in the material world without Krishna consciousness is wrong decision only. It's wrong. The whole existence is wrong actually. So all those decisions you take, they are inspired by your own ahankar under the three modes. Thinking ahankara vimuthatma karta hamiti manyate. So they are all wrong decision only. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has mentioned there that Dhruva Maharaj said, that advice which you are giving is meant for a Brahmana. I am a Kshatriya. I can't follow it. I cannot follow that. Right now, I want my kingdom. He was very clear about what he wanted, which Narada Muni appreciated. He said, you Kshatriya people are wonderful. He said that. How wonderful are the Kshatriyas, that they are so determined. And he agreed. He agreed. And then he gave him the mantra and initiated him. Why will he do that? If Narada Muni thinks that you did not follow my word, I will not give you initiation. He didn't do that. He landed up giving him initiation and directing him properly in such a way that he can see Krishna. After that, everything Krishna will take care of. He doesn't have to bother. Once he sees Krishna, that's it. He knows that. But hook or crook, let us bring it to a point of him seeing Krishna. What happens before that doesn't matter. So your question is, how can I reject a decision given by a very senior bona fide person? But that senior bona fide person is testing our Dhruva, that is mentioned. He is also not saying that this is very serious, you must do. If you are foolish, you will end up doing that also. If you're foolish, you will end up doing that. And the same way you look at the Prachetas and you look at the Haryashavas, Daksha's 10 lakh sons. He went there and instructed them. They took it. They didn't say reject it. We are Kshatriyas. We have come sent by our father for a different purpose. They didn't say we are not Brahmanas. We are Kshatriyas. They accepted it. Because he spoke in that way according to the time, place and circumstance. So if you factor Krishna in everything, which Narada Muni is very Krishna conscious when he's doing it as an agent of the Lord. He knows that very well. He's not attached. Narada Muni is not thinking it is my plan. I am a great preacher. That is, we are looking at it from this side and saying. But he is doing it completely as an instrument of the Lord. So all these factors you should factor. Then you will know that it will click. Everybody is Krishna conscious, including Dhruva Maharaj when he rejects the advice. He is determined to see Krishna. He has come there. Young boy, 5 years old. The factoring is, I remain Krishna conscious. Machitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishasi. Durgani, even though you are in a very difficult time, don't give up thinking of me. Machitta, keeping me in your consciousness. Mat prasadat tarishasi. By my prasada you will cross it. By my mercy you will cross that situation. That's the instruction. Okay? Any other question or comment? Yes. It's a quite complex question. You are saying that, let me repeat for everybody's hearing. You are saying that adharma and dharma, it is accepted according by our free will, which is dharmic and not adharmic. And if sometimes we are doing something adharmic, although we know the difference between both, then we suffer for that. Then we tell Krishna, why did you give me this free will at all? Will you take away my free will? And then Krishna takes away your free will. Something like that. That's what you're telling? Well, Normally speaking, the tendency to think that I don't want this free will, I don't want my individuality and all that. If you're thinking like that, in what level are you thinking? As a sadhaka, are you thinking? Or are you thinking as a person who is Brahman realized? That also is important. As a sadhaka, if you're telling, because of this free will and choice, these things are happening. So that thinking is different. You are not yet qualified to be called a Mayavadi. Yet. It is just that you're feeling the burden of your choice. You feel the burden of choice. But a person, as he gets trained in Krishna consciousness by an able, bona fide spiritual master, he knows how to take the burden of choice and get benefit from it. Because the choice with knowledge will not be a burden. With proper education and knowledge, how to exercise my choice for my benefit, that also you should know. It's not enough if you have free will and if I have knowledge. That also is not enough. I have free will, I have knowledge, and I'm trained how to use it. That's the meaning. A guru is supposed to give you training on that. That's what becomes Vijnana. Right? So when you are trained by proper bona fide spiritual master, I'm not able to use the word Sadguru because this is Coimbatore. Bona fide spiritual master. Trained by a proper bona fide spiritual master, he will teach you how to use it. He'll show model by himself. This is how to do it. And then when you do that, you will not become a Mayavadi. You will handle your own individuality, your own capacity for free will and choice, and exercise it properly and get the benefit of human life. Right? It's all got a final benefit that you must get. It's not about choice you make before, on the way and everything. Finally, are you able to get the real goal of human life? An opportunity to do pure devotional service. And then your choice is correct. Then your choice is correct. And that can happen only if you are led by such an acharya who knows what is right for you and who designs a system for the people of this age and says, do this, like this, like this, like this. And it will happen. So, because he knows, he designs it, he knows how to handle a conditioned soul situation. Then you won't fall into Mayavad. It is free will itself, when recognized properly, that makes you very safely protective against this type of Mayavad situations. Although you may will that I should not have free will, it's not an actuality. Free will defines your individuality. So how can you be without free will? How can you be without individuality? There's no existence like that. It's a hypothetical thing. So the reality is there is individuality. Natvam eva ham jatu nasham natvam neme janadipa nachaiva bhavishya mahas sarve vaya mataparam. Deal with it. Don't wish that I had not have individuality. What's the use of wishful thinking? When you are in a problem, don't do wishful thinking. Do reality thinking. I just cannot exterminate my individuality. I have to live with it because that's my identity. Now let's see how to do the right thing with the free will at my choice. That's why you need Guru. Then you'll know I need a person who will tell me how to do this. Not that a person who doesn't know this can be my Guru. He has to know how to utilize free will and choice and individuality for my ultimate benefit. Then you are saved from Mayavad. Mayavad is a very attractive thing. If you cultivate knowledge only and you are directed by such people, then that's why Krishna says it's a painful path. He says that avyaktam hi gatir dukkham dehavat bhiravapyate. In the 12th chapter, he says it's a painful, dukkham filled path. Because it's not real. Okay? So, of course, your question is quite hypothetical. Why will somebody desire to lose his individuality? Okay, in frustration in the material world, sometimes you may desire that. That's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, but it is a theoretical thing. It is not like that. Although they want to annihilate themselves and commit spiritual suicide, there is nothing like that. Huh? Mayavad is different from Mukti. You spoke the word Mayavad. Yeah, that is different. In Mayavad, they don't even get Mukti, they fall down. They don't go beyond that. They don't climb up. Tvayi ashtabhavad avishuddha buddhayaha. Because their intelligence is not clean. They will come back. Patita, it is mentioned. So Ayujya Mukti means you are back in the spiritual world. Brahman realization. So you cross the material. Yeah, because you cannot be without individuality. It is just that you don't have any variety, any personality and interaction of that type. You are neutral. So, okay. Om Tat Sat, Jai Shila Prabhupada Ki. That's a very philosophical question. So I must have absorbed some of you in deep sleep. Don't worry, Krishna consciousness is very simple. Keep chanting Hare Krishna, even if you don't understand all the great philosophy. Chant Hare Krishna and follow Prabhupada's instructions, and everything will become very simply evident to you. Okay? Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Where is the kalasham I gave? So the kalasam. So, how is it? Super.
Hare Krishna, please sit on another
இந்த
couple
மாதிரி
of
இது 50,000 போகும்ல அப்போ எவ்வளோ விற்க போகிறீங்க
டோட்டலாக 20 கமிட்மெண்ட் கொடுத்தாரு
இதுக்கா கோல்டுக்கா
எல்லாம் சேர்த்து
எடுங்க ப்ரோ நீங்கள் உங்கள் வேலையை பாருங்க
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.